of Eskom has spoken. The truth has been revealed. South Africans, Andre de Ruyter's life is in danger now. I'm telling you, he's in danger because he has spilled the beans about the top mafias in government, including the ministers who are involved to sabotage South Africa about load shedding Eskom. There's money that is coming, US $1 billion, and they are planning to steal that money. Whereas we are struggling with load shedding. Sir Ramaphosa, the president of South Africa, he knows. Let me tell you, what's behind Ramaphosa? We are yes. He can. We are yes, what's going to happen? And there's, you know what? I was so scared when I hear that there's mafias, heavily armed mafias in Mpumalanga who operate Eskom. They are operating Eskom. And the minister knows about that. Guadamantashe, the lost tiger, Guadamantashe, he knows about that. Now, I've heard under the Ruyter, the former CEO of Eskom, he said that there has also, he has been tracked all over wherever he's going. He's got there's something of device hiding on his car. They listen to him. Everything, the movement, they check him because they were scared that he's going to speak the truth, what is going inside the Eskom. Under the Ruyter, the CEO of Eskom has spoken. Please watch that thing. Let me tell you something, South Africa. The president, he appointed the minister of electricity, whereas we've got the CEO of Eskom. There's different names, but they're going to do the same job. The same job. And this minister that is coming is going to cover. It's going to cover all the mafias. The money that they've been stolen. This sabotage, let me tell you, we are going to suffer until, whereas we've got the ANC that you trust. You are stupid. You, the South Africans, who still voting for the ANC. Stupid. Listen to the CEO. And we must protect under the Ruyter, because they have removed, in national TV, they have removed that interview because they don't want you to see the truth, to hear the truth. Please watch this video that is coming of Andre de Ruyter.
It has just become clearer that the rot was much worse than I anticipated when I took the job.
We talk about corruption, theft, fraud, and it seems to be not only from within, but also from the outside. So we're looking at actual cartels, which started with the coal industry, and then we're looking at saboteurs. Talk to me about the difference between the two.
We know of at least 4 organized crime cartels operating in Mpumalanga in Eskom. Some of them also have interests in Transnet, and we see that in our inability to rail coal to Majuba Power Station, for example, where we don't have enough electric locomotives because the overhead lines are stolen, and Transnet doesn't have enough diesel locomotives because these are being tampered with and otherwise disabled. So these 4 cartels are quite sophisticated as far as we can tell. They are well organized. It's interesting that they've adopted the language of the mafia, so people are called soldiers, and they have a hit squad, allegedly between 60 and 70 highly trained, well-armed people, and people get assassinated in Mpumalanga. I think the media maybe has become very used to these reports, so it doesn't receive much airtime anymore, but every week there's pretty much an assassination. So it's deeply entrenched, and it is highly organized. Now, also understand that there are many hangers-on. So if there is a contractor who gets paid a pittance to do cleaning or whatever the case may be, to pay someone like that 5,000 Rand to walk past a gearbox with a screwdriver and just with a sharp jab knock out the sight glass where you can check the oil level. The gearbox oil then drains and the gearbox fails, and somebody who's got a maintenance contract is then called out. But the individual who committed the act of sabotage, because that's what it is not the kingpin. That's just one of the runners.
Soldier, yeah.
And that is where I think we have a systemic problem, is that...
Is Eskom a feeding trough, if you like, for the ANC?
I would say the evidence suggests that it is. I expressed my concern to a senior government minister about attempts, in my view, to water down governance around the $8.5 billion that, by and large, through Eskom's intervention, we got at COP26. And the response was essentially, you have to be pragmatic. You have to, in order to pursue the greater good, you have to enable some people to eat a little bit. So yes, it is, I think, entrenched.
Andre, when you did approach a minister, about your concerns about sinister and criminal goings on at Eskom, what was the response like?
So when we pointed out that there was one particular high-level politician that was involved in this, the minister in question looked at a senior official and said, I guess it was inevitable that it would come out anyway, which suggests that this wasn't news.